Hey, you guys! Like Sloth from the Goonies. I'm back. Thank you. Thank you for watching my video. So this is a continuation from my first video ever about when is Trump leaving, what will it take for him to leave, and when will he be leaving. Okay, so I know that last time we looked at the video, we knew that we saw the video, we knew that he was thinking about it, that it's a burden to him, that this is not what he thought. I mean, he's a lazy guy. Everything's been handed to him. This is the first time that he's had to work to make things better. Great things had been handed to him, which he made mediocre at best. Either he destroyed or made mediocre. This is the first time, well, actually, he did have a good economy to work with. And I haven't read on the economy, but we will, and see what's going to happen with that. But he will have to, this is the first time in his life where he has had to work, where he has had to use his brain power. I don't know if he has any, but he's tried. He surrounds himself with people that are smarter than him, so I guess in a way that gives him some sort of aptitude. Well, let's see what is going on with him. What is in his mind? Now, I think that Donald Trump is the type of person who doesn't have an ideology. He is whatever he needs to be to fulfill his current desires. And what I mean by that is, well, obviously, I mean, he grew up in a racist family. His father, I'm from New York. I'm actually from Brooklyn. I don't live there now, but that's where I'm from. And we all know him. We all know his history. We know that his father was involved with the KKK. We know he grew up with that kind of thinking. He wouldn't run to black people. He would have it as if you went to apply for one of his father's apartments or one of his apartments, that if you were a black, you would have the people that interview you would have to put color C in the application for color, and then he would charge you double the rent to try to get people not to want to live there, colored people not to want to live there. So we know that that's the type of person he is. But I think now the reason that he exists is because his supporters will him to exist, basically. The things he says and the things he does it because he's getting good feedback from it, from the people around him. Now, what I want to know is, what will it take for his supporters to turn their back on him? Good spirit. What will it take for his supporters to turn his back on him? And once his supporters turn their back on him, then the GOP will turn their back on him. And then it's just a domino effect from there. When will his supporters, what will it take, and when will his supporters turn their back on him? What will it take for his supporters to turn their back on Donald J. Trump? Let's do this again real quick. What will it take for his supporters to turn their back on him? What will it take for Donald Trump supporters to turn their back on him? The truth. The truth about his money. The truth about his money and his family. The question was, what will it take for his supporters to turn their back on him? The truth about his money and his family. Now, to me, the chariot represents other people helping you. You're not alone. So this is what's above him. This is what crowns him right now. Other people are helping him. He wants to leave. This man wants to leave. That's what he has. That is his leaving. This is his past. The Queen of Pentacles. So his past is a woman with money. Let's move on. His future is the Page of Pentacles. The future is, what's coming to him in the future is educated young people of letters, of books. This is him. Currently, he still has his family's help and people around him help him. For example, he still has the help of Fox News, of his family, of Fox News, of all the Republicans, the Republican leadership, of all his followers. He feels he still has all that. Family, Republican leadership, his followers, Fox News. His house. He's alone, however. He's really alone. His atmosphere, he's really alone. His hope and his fears are sorrow and loss. I'm going to say that's his fear, sorrow and loss. And the outcome is, this is rejoicing in family. Now, normally this is a great card for the person that you would do a reading for. But to me, it's like his joy is going back where he came from. You know how he tells people, go back to where you came from? It may be because he's thinking of going, every little situation that arises, any little problem, go back to where you came from. Go back to where you came from. Maybe because he's thinking of going back to where he came from. He thinks he's going to go back to his family and his happy life. I think that his supporters, a lot of them won't turn away from him, but the ones that will turn away from him when they learn the truth about him and his family and how they got their money. The younger, more educated people or Americans, that's what will it take for the younger people, more educated, to come out against him. This could, you know what? This also means, since my question was what will it take for his supporters to turn against him, this could also mean if he were to turn around and say, okay, so right now he's saying, you know, Mexico's our neighbor. So right now he's saying, hate your neighbor, lock them up, put them in detention centers. So if he was to turn around and say, love your neighbor and work with your neighbor, his supporters were not like that. That would isolate him, actually. He won't do that. To me, he would leave just to go back to his old life. Well, I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, we don't know what he's gonna do. All right, so when I last read, I asked, when is Donald Trump leaving?